Hole can't be as possibly as bad as the Woolly Hole. I hope you ain't talking about those joke-stealing two best friends. God, I feel like a dick, and like, we need to start beef with them, but I think it only works if like they know that we're beefing.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling
Because otherwise
people,
we're just saying like mean things about really talented people.
I'm hoping that we get to a point where someone who's really that someone who actually knows them will hear it. They'll be like, "Oh, these Detoid people were talking poop about you."
Poops, not the poops.
All right, so I'm gonna restart the game here. I'm gonna get in. I might just do the single player while you start off the interview stuff.
Okay.
This is something that we're gonna try to shove to YouTube as well. So if we kind of break off from chat a bit, we'll look and we'll see your questions. We'll try to get them in and ask them, that kind of thing. Get you guys ready for this.
Yes, Ailbeard, don't quote me on Shinkawa working on Boktai, but it looks like his art, so I think he's involved with it. Although I'm sure if someone comes in and tells me otherwise, that they're probably right. But you know, do we have business emails?
No, well, you're just sitting here, just looking at your. You just what are you doing? What are you doing? You just sit there and touch your screen all the time until it breaks.
It's
apart.
broken.
I know it is.
I hate that. It makes me so sad.
All right.
Also, I think Homeboy definitely gave me a plastic screen.
Probably.
All right, later, Whitefire. You're missing Alex by about 2 minutes if you want to hang out, but.
Talk.
I don't know. I'm waiting for you. I'm too turnt, guys. I got Trill. I'm turnt. I was drinking that tea earlier, and I'm just, whoo, doggy. So yes, we will have some people on here in half a second. So if you guys have any questions, think them up now. We'll be doing Zen Gaijin. It's an S4, so I don't recommend buying one of those if you.
My S3 is amazing.
Yeah, the 3 is apparently universally considered to be the greatest, but you know, YOLO. Alright, this pizza is brought to you by a limited commercial interruption. Viewers like you. Pizza, for when you're trying to eat food. And
Start
not
beef
feel
with
terrible.
beef. We got nothing against, what is it, Omaha Steaks.
Yeah, no, Occams, we're all about beef. But Occams, if you want to do that, God, I'm really glad Occams keeps coming into our show.
I am too.
And then Occams he's like a weird, like, you know when you go to, like, Walmart and you see, like, one, like, really pretty normal person in Walmart, and you're like, how did you get here? What is going on? Occams is like that feeling encapsulated into a person. He also collects teeth, so that's good. Who's your guest, Benjamin? We are going to be joined by Alex Preston, the founder, the president of Heart Machine, the lead designer, and all of that.
Hand gestures.
The lead hand gesture at Hyperlight Drifter. This is basically Hyperlight is if you were to look to like who the dad of Hyperlight is, it's Alex. Who the mom is, you have to go to Mori for that one. Well, that's kind of backward, but
Is it? Just nothing's backward for Mari. Everything's straightforward.
so in high school, in my freshman English class, there was a they did like a thing where it's like, what's a unique thing about yourself? Like, what is going on? And there was this guy, he was, like, if you can imagine a square being a person, he looked like a caveman, he had this huge square face, this big beard, and he's a freshman in high school. And we called him Caveman, and he was so big and, except his voice, the idea was that he took all of his puberty and sprayed it all over his body and didn't like put any in his mouth. And so his voice was really high like this all the time, but he's just big buff dude. And so we're like, oh man, what's Caveman gonna say for his unique thing about him? And he's like, well, when I was 3, my family was on the Maury Povich show. I'm like, oh, Caveman, you are a treasure trove of stories and life experiences that I would love to hear.
It's a good time.
And so I can say that I knew someone who was once on the Maury Povich show.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's LC Flygon a phone block would be really cool. All right, here we go. So we're gonna have Alex here on in a second. We're gonna do the calls. He will be skyping in, I believe, through his phone. So if he's a little bit weird, we're gonna find out here. Oh, boy. I need to not. I'm picking at like the shards of glass on my phone. That's a really terrible thing to do. Oh boy.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. He's literally coming to us live from the convention floor. Right?
Oh Jesus Christ! This is gonna be an interesting show, guys. We're gonna find out.
All right, so we might lose him, we might not, because he says he's calling from his phone on the convention hall. Like,
And if you've ever been to any convention, you know that the internet there is baby garbage. So,
all right, so let's see how this works. Let's see where we go. Hello?
Hello, Alex? Hello?
Oh wait, hold on. I messed with something really quick.
Uh-oh. Did you break the things?
When do I not break things?
This is microphone, his headset microphone.
I need to make it this thing. There we go!
Oh, hello, Alex. You hear us now?
Oh,
no! Try calling him again. He literally just exploded.
It's okay, we'll make this work.
Our friend Floor Jesus has probably the largest bottle.
There we go. Okay.
Hello?
Oh,
We can hear you.
oh
You
here we
hear
go.
us?
Alex, do you hear us?
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
We're gonna turn that up a little bit on our end. All right.
I'm sitting in the convention hall on my phone.
Nice.
Oh boy, that is. Well, first off, how are you doing, Alex? Why don't you introduce yourself to all of the fans out there?
You want to try on your phone?
Oh,
Oh no.
we're gonna find that out.
This is guerrilla journalism.
Uh-oh,
is what
guerrilla
this is.
journalism. Uh-oh.
Busy.
Ooh. I'm scared.
I'm scared as well.
Alright, do a P, Dougna has linked up there. If you guys have any anything to say, go ahead and click on that link. Say some comments, you know, go holes or whatnot. We got all kinds of stuff here. We're trying some stuff really quickly.
We're
Behind
working
the
it
scenes
through.
stuff, so we can do some stuff.
So they're in dance or something.
Dancing and stuff. That's why we're on Twitch, cause it's all live, baby. Yeah, I'm doing it up right. Skip-a-loop, boop, doop, boop. Someone's gonna be like, the singing was terrible.
This is not what I was.
That
looking
was
for.
awful. I hate it, and I will never come back. I don't like you guys. You look ugly, and your breath smells like a fart. So,
Boom.
dang. Man, I can't see. Move that over so I can see the chat people.
I know, but I'm like, I'm trying to sit here and figure this out.
Just Truck Night should fly you out there. You make enough money per show to pay for ticket, right? Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right, we're gonna try this
All right.
up again.
Get another call going. Make it happen. Got this. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey
Hello. Hey, we hear you.
Hello?
Hi. Do you hear us?
This is not working.
Oh, no.
I think you might have the
That's funny.
wrong mic picked.
there. No, I have the right mic.
Hello?
Hello.
Maybe it'll
That's
come
the
in.
microphone.
What is this business?
Hold
There we
on.
go.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There we
there
go.
we go.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello?
Ha-ha.
Oh, we hear you. All right.
Woo.
So we figured it out. We had some weird tech issues, but hello. Why don't you
Hello?
introduce
Hello.
yourself to the folks at home so we can not take up too much of your precious time?
No, not precious at all. My time is worthless.
Of course.
I'm Alex Preston. I created Hyperlight Drifter. I'm here with Bo, who also helped me create Hyperlight Drifter and Hyper.
Some hyper.
So
Oh.
hyper.
All right, so we've
Hello?
got several people so far who've come in during the first hour and have said that we need to give you the what's up. Specifically, we've got Bad Coyote. He says you know him. We have Whitefire and like Normal Guy 420 Blunt Lord or something was his name.
I like
so.
Normal Guy 420 Blunt Lord. That guy sounds great.
He's probably having a really good time. But yeah, so Alex, you are the creator, as you've said, of Hyperlight Drifter.
Hold on.
This was originally because you. Uh-oh.
It's not working.
Oh,
Hey,
No, you're good. You're good.
You're good? We hear you again?
I'm good.
We haven't
I'm
lost you yet. We're
I
good.
was trying to put it on the speaker so Bo could hear it also.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, yeah, let me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Is this working?
Yes,
Yeah.
we hear you. So.
Okay.
You're very quiet.
Oh, very quiet. We can get like really close to the mic and be kind of loud, like, "Hey, hey, everybody! Wow."
How's it going?
Yeah. Just overblow the mic.
Yeah,
That's probably
okay.
good. We're gonna
We're
deafen
good.
everybody
We're
on
good.
stream.
Okay.
So you two, Alex, you are the creator of Hyperlight. This is very much your brainchild. Bo, I believe you've been with Alex from the beginning, working on this as like a programmer designer. How have things changed since the very successful Kickstarter?
Wait.
How have
What was
things
that?
changed since the Kickstarter?
Okay,
What
so
things-
How have things changed?
Oh, how have things? Well, gosh, that's a. Well, we hired a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's a big one.
we hired a team, so you know, Bo is on full time instead of me like paying him randomly when I could. And Casey's on full time, and Teddy's on full time, and then
Yeah.
we have a couple of freelance dudes doing
Yeah.
sound work and animation and
Yeah,
stuff.
Akash.
Yeah. Rich,
Rich,
Sean,
Paul Veer.
Oliver's doing some sprites once in a
oh,
while.
wow. So I suppose at this point, I feel a lot of the people who've seen us play this game for the past hour kind of have a fairly good grip on the basics of this game. We've shown off the horde mode, we've shown off the story mode. What kinds of things can people look forward to that they maybe haven't seen today?
I think a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
what we showed there is a very tiny slice of.
Maybe a 16th of 1/5.
Yeah, it's a very small slice of what we have planned out for the game as far as the story goes, even as far as the challenge mode stuff goes. Yeah,
Enemies, we
and-
got on bosses yet.
yeah, we haven't even touched on the bosses. We
We
haven't.
just have a few weapons.
There's like a couple of weapons in there. We have a lot of different items in there planned. A lot of
Yeah.
different we want to have different enemies in every area.
Yeah.
And we can do that because of the animation style and the way that we're programming it. So there's a lot to look forward to. There's tons of different stuff. Very, very varied.
Yeah.
Oh, so Yumeko in chat has a really good question. How much of the game would you say is done so far?
I don't know.
Like.
I can't give you a percentage, but I'll say the framework is there. A lot of the systems are there. We're always going to be refining those systems. We're always going to be touching that
Yeah.
stuff up. But that stuff's in place so we can concentrate on content now. So that's what
Yeah.
we've been doing.
The fun part.
The fun stuff is it's time for the fun stuff. We've gotten a lot of the editor stuff in there. Again, framework is solid now where we can just build on top of that and really focus.
So one thing that everybody so far has come in and has been asking is, when is this game going to happen? As far as I know, you guys, there's no release date for it. You guys have been very much when it's done, kind of wait and see approach. Is that still the case?
I think that's a healthy way to work. I mean, we
Yeah.
certainly have the budget for it, right?
Yeah, I think for us, we want to make a good game.
Yeah, and that's
We-
all that matters.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. And releasing a few months earlier or 6 months earlier or whatever isn't going to change
Yeah.
our minds on that. You know.
If we finish it 6 months earlier, we feel good about it.
Yeah.
Then it'll come out then. But
Yeah, but it's a matter of.
But the games take a lot of time.
I think I put that that Miyamoto quote in the Kickstarter update when I said that we're going to keep the release date kind of open, which is
Yeah.
you know a good game is good once, or a delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is bad forever. So
Exactly.
we'll whenever it's done. Not to say it'll be a Duke Nukem kind of thing,
Oh.
because we don't have the money for that.
Yeah,
But
no.
it'll be
It's fine. Just go for 10 years, whatever.
yeah, 20 years.
Yeah.
It'll be out in 20 years. Ultimately, we want to feel good about the product that we put out there.
Yeah.
So one of the rewards for backing the game on the Kickstarter you guys had was access to the beta. And so Jim Z in chat knows if maybe you have a more locked down release window on that beta for the backers.
Yeah, so the beta, we're planning for a summertime beta. It's going to be a short kind of thing, more like what Diablo did, with it had like 3-day access or something like that, because I think we can do that on Steam. So we're still planning it out, but the idea is to put it out there sometime in the summer, where we can get a lot of feedback from all the backers who back that specific tier and beyond.
Yeah.
So one thing that we've gotten asked a couple times in chat that unfortunately I didn't know 100% the answer to was release consoles. As far as I know, you guys just announced you'd be shipping on Xbox One, but you've also said previously, I believe, there is PS4, Vita, and PC. Is that and Wii U? Is that correct?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Is there anything else in there that I've missed, or is that the lockdown launch platforms?
Those are the major platforms. I mean, the reason why we're able to release on several major platforms like that is because Yo-Yo Games, the guys who make Game Maker, are really pushing hard to make their software middleware for these platforms.
Okay.
So, they announced for Sony that they're middleware, and that's great. And they're actively pursuing other avenues. So that means that we don't have to spend a shitload of money and time because they're doing that bulk work.
Okay, so people in chat are, of course, Cyforce 2 is very excited about the Wii U launch. Luigi IX is sad about the no PS3 version. Is there the potential for a current gen release, or are you guys trying to focus on what is coming up?
I think whatever feels right at the time. Hold on, they're yelling at us.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Big announcements.
Uh-oh, okay. So we can, I guess...
No, we're okay. Just hold on.
All right.
Oh, this is just like being at PAX. This is what I wanted.
We're doing the authentic PAX experience.
Ah! Getting stuff puddles. No, eventually we'd like to be on any platform we can, but right now we're focused on the PC release first and the other major platforms we announced, and down the line, if we can do it, we will.
So we have a few more questions in chat that are coming. No Ouya version is one of them. That sounds like you guys are in there with that one. Umeka wants to know, have there been any Drifter cosplayers so far? That's something that seems like it'd be a...
Yeah, I actually tweeted it. There's a Drifter cosplayer here.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
nice.
So there's that, and this is as far as we've talked about. You mentioned before when we were speaking that there have been a few public-facing kind of demos for the game. You had a few in LA, because if I remember correctly, you guys are part of Glitch City. But this is the first major public playing of the game. What has the response been like, and have you learned anything from the event that maybe you hadn't thought of before?
Bo, you want to take it?
I'm sorry, I missed half the question.
Oh, he was just asking.
what's it?
He was just asking what was the experience of our first public demo, and what did we take away from it?
Oh,
think that, like, the giant
fantastic.
robot demo?
People are. I wasn't there for the giant.
Oh, you
robot
weren't there
demo.
for the giant.
No.
Okay, so
But PAX, the reception has been fantastic. Everyone's like super freaking excited about it. I was just talking to Alex, but like, how does it feel like, your first game and people are asking you to sign T-shirts and like, postcards and stuff, and like, it's really amazing, like how excited people are, and so that's really inspiring.
yeah, I think for us, even on that first public demo out at Giant Robot in LA, the feedback was always very positive. We got some critical stuff, which is great, but overall, it's been pretty.
I mean, nothing's ever gonna be perfect.
No, nothing's ever going to be perfect, and we don't want it to be at a point where it's like, oh well, I don't even want to talk to you about the things that I find wrong with it. Like we want to make the game as good as we can, but overwhelmingly, it's been a very positive experience. So I think all the people who've played it, and the fans, and the backers, and whatever else, they've been kind of amazing. And I was surprised by that, because usually you expect something darker from the internet.
Right? Yeah. Kickstarter turned into an angry mob. And
Right.
Everybody, once they give you money, they're like, I own you. But everybody's been super nice. So.
Yeah, everybody's been really, really great. So I can't complain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys had announced that you'd mentioned it a little bit briefly earlier, that there wasn't really a delay, but you guys were saying, hey, it'll come out when it comes out, and everybody was really positive about it, which I was very surprised and pleased with. But I was gonna say, but Balloon Watcher Michael in the chat brought up a question we had earlier. So when we're playing this build that you've provided us with, and the one that's at PAX, there is co-op in the single player campaign chapter. Is that going to be in the full game? Like, will there be a co-op feature going through the campaign?
Yeah, like jump in, jump out, go up.
Yeah, that's one of the main features of the game.
So we have that aspect, and one thing I'm curious about is you've included this horde mode in the game. What kind of modes are you trying to launch with? Is it just gonna be this campaign of horde, or are there other things that you're juggling about in your mind? Or can you say anything about that yet?
No, I mean, so we have the main campaign, and then we have the challenge mode. And the challenge mode is going to be whatever goofy shit we feel like putting in there, like boss rush stuff or any other silly ass room that we're like, yeah, that sounds great. Why don't we do it? And it's like,
Tic-tac-toe.
yeah, tic-tac-toe or whatever the hell, whatever doesn't fit in the campaign and we feel like is worthwhile as even a small experience, we'll put in the challenge mode.
So Doxburns SSC2 in chat has a question that's also a compliment. Says, how does it feel to have stated, I want to make this dream game and receive such huge financial and public support? Also, they're so happy that you guys are releasing when it's ready, not when the release date is.
I mean, it feels pretty great. It's pretty amazing. I can't complain about it at all. I can only thank the people that have...
You can't complain about your dreams coming true?
No, I can't complain about my dreams coming true. It's pretty incredible to have such a positive group of fans already. The game is not even out. I mean, the Kickstarter had fans the first couple of days, which to me is, I'm blown away by that. I'm a very secretive person when it comes to my own work, and to have it so well received is a very different experience for me. So because I don't show anything to people usually. So yeah, it's been really fantastic. That's fantastic in the greatest sense, because really fantastic means like unimaginable and fantasy basically, and it is basically fantasy become reality.
So there are a few more questions here in chat that we've had a few questions actually now that I think back to it about pricing on the game. I believe you guys have you set an official price, but I remember somewhere you guys were saying you wanted to shoot for the typical like $15-20 kind of price range.
Sounds about right.
That's about the range we're going for.
Okay. And then Quickmaster wants to know if you guys will be releasing the game on early access at any point, or if that's something you've given consideration to.
I think because it's a story-based game, you kind of want to stay away from that, because we don't want to ruin anything. So, like we want the story to be the optimal experience, and so like we'll have test players and stuff, and of course our backers will see an early version of the game. But like if we release it to the public before those impactful moments are like as impactful as we really want them to be, like people will get a different experience, and so I don't think early access is gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it fits. I don't think, at least for the story mode, it fits for the type of game we're making. Like maybe we make some part of the game early access. Maybe, but it's for our game. It doesn't. I don't think it lines up that well with it. Like it works for something like Rust, which is constantly in development and is an open world thing. But this has
works for like multiplayer or for roguelikes or for things that.
This has a specific story with surprises.
Yeah.
So we have a few questions we've had in chat here. Online co-op, yay, no, maybe?
So that was actually one of the stretch goals. We talked about having some online co-op in the challenge mode, but I don't know if we're actually going to do that now, because online, turns out, it's a huge pain in the ass.
I've heard that before, yeah.
It costs a fair amount of money and time, and we'd have to hire somebody dedicated to networking. And it was in the plan originally, and looking at it after over the past few months, it seems like we would use our resources better in other areas than putting just online in there for anything, because it's more of a story-based game, it's more of a character-based game, and playing on the couch with another person is more satisfying to us in the co-op mode anyway. So
okay.
We would love to do it if we had a lot more time and money, but it's a huge undertaking, even for a side mode.
So, actually, Shabby Orange 101 in chat has a really good question. After the release, and depending on the reception, do you have any plans to flesh out on some of the ideas you felt you couldn't add before the release? I think that we could also look at this from the eyes of, was there anything that you think the Kickstarter necessarily made possible that you wouldn't have gotten to do were not so successful?
Yeah, make a bigger game.
Yeah, it's much larger than we planned.
I mean, we
originally.
hired. Again, it was going to be Bo doing some things and finishing up the engine, and then me doing a lot of art for a bunch of months.
Doing all the art.
Yeah, doing all of the art.
That's a rough gig.
So now we're able to do a lot more enemies and more areas, and again, we hired a full team, so it's expanded the game quite a bit more than originally was going to be possible.
So I've actually one question that I am personally curious about is you guys have kind of teamed up with a lot of different games and devs and stuff like that, where you're throwing Drifter into other people's projects. What has that been like, this experience? If you guys have become one of the biggest, I guess, most watched indie games of right now, like what has that been like, and how has that been? How's that kind of changed and reflected upon you?
I don't know. We there's some campaigns that wanted to use our Drifter, our guy, because they found it inspiring, and if their campaign's rad, then why not? You know, I feel like smaller developers supporting smaller developers is great. You know, that's the difference between AAA and independent people, is you get to actually interact with the community on a much more personal basis. You know, that's what Glitch City is a couple of independent developers, a crew of independent developers just hanging out, talking about games, making games, and sharing ideas. So why the hell not? You know, we don't have a bunch of lawyers saying, no, you can't touch that IP. It's like, they're open ideas in a lot of ways, and as long as everybody's good about it, they're not being assholes about it, then sure. And we like and respect each other's work, then why not share?
So there is, I'm going to take a question from chat and kind of meld it. It was originally Doc Burns SSC2's, but so it says that everybody, whenever you talk about Hyper Light Drifter, everybody is always very quick to say, oh, the game is very, very pretty. Like, it's a very pretty game. Do you feel like there are some elements that aren't quite as readily, I guess, that aren't quite as obvious that you feel you're really proud of?
Oh yeah, that's all Bo right there.
Oh, what?
Feel.
Oh,
No, I mean, if you haven't played the game, you don't feel it.
I obsess over effects and junk, and I hope that you know, in the long run, in the overall product, that, you know, helps. But it's often something that's overlooked. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
I think feels super important to a game. If it feels good to actually play and control and interact with the world, then it'll make you want to do that more. And Bo, I mean, if you played Samurai Gun, you understand the kind of feel that he's going for in his games or any of his other games, and he's a master at it, especially in Game Maker. And that's no exception here. And I think anybody who's played it has said, yeah, it feels really good to play this game. And for me, I obsess about that stuff too. Not quite as much as Bo, because I have a lot of things to concentrate on, but it's really important to us that it feels good to play, and that's something that you cannot actually really describe as well as just experiencing it. So
Yeah. So actually, I have a question for Bo directly. Bo, previously you've launched a lot of multiplayer games. You have Samurai Gun, which we mentioned before, and you've had earlier works like Zero Space. And what have you taken from that realm as like a local kind of multiplayer guru, I suppose, and what have you brought to Hyper Light Drifter from that kind of pedigree?
Well, while working on those games, I kind of thought of it like a development style. One is like a rule where it's like every time you add an element to the game, you should make sure that it interacts with every other element, because you can create like, you know, more emergent situations and stuff like that. So one thing I really like to do in Hyperlight is we have a bunch of different weapons you can use, but I'd really like for the weapons to interact with each other to create interesting combos. And we've got like some enemy groupthink systems where, like, you know, if you get a pack of wolves, they'll start attacking like the other enemies, and, you know, there's kind of like this like little you know, this biosphere going on. Like, you know, you just try to add all these elements that you like didn't expect, and then try to polish what is there as much as you can. Like, try to I don't know, I'm like really purist in like my design sensibilities. Like, I try to like remove a lot of stuff and then try to make what's there like just as good as it possibly can be. And while Hyperlight is a much bigger game, like, I'd still like to, you know, we're all about like trying to make the best product we can. So yeah, I don't know, like, even though people are saying like, oh, the sword feels great and like, oh, the combat feels great, like, we're all still gonna like go back and be like, how can this, you know, feel better, or what can we do more? And, you know, Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Is try to push what what we can.
Yeah, I think he's talking about stripped down design, and for us, for most of it, we're not like a typical